Hi, and welcome. You've landed here with me. My name is Jeanette, and this is a podcast mainly about crochet because I work as a crochet designer. But I also love to knit and do embroidery and sew and all sorts of crafts. So I'm also going to share some of that. But for now, it probably will be mostly about crocheting. This is my first podcast in English. So I really hope it's not too painful to listen to. I've done 4 or 5 episodes in Danish, and I really loved it. So doing this in English is really out of my comfort zone. Like, my comfort zone is very far I can't even see my comfort zone anymore. It's a dot in the distance. But the reason I want to do it in English is because, as I said, I work as a crochet designer, and I want to be able to reach hopefully even more people who loves crochet. My name is Jeanette, and I'm from Denmark. I'm 36, sorry. I'm 36. It's been quite a long time since I've podcasted. The last one I did was just before I went on maternity leave with my 3rd child. And I didn't thought that it would be so long before I got around to podcasting again, but a lot have happened. And since this is my first episode in English, I'm also going to do, it's going to be a bit different than what I normally think it will be like. I will do a bit more of an introduction about me and my work, and also a little about my family, because, as I said, a lot have happened since I did my last episode. So yeah, and for all my Danish viewers, I know you would probably prefer it in Danish, and I totally understand that, but I really want to connect with even more people around the world. So I hope you want to stick around and still will enjoy it. And I hope you understand why I do this. We live here. We used to live in Copenhagen. We lived there for the past 10 years or so. I lived there with my husband and 3 kids. We got them all in Copenhagen. And but then this thing, pandemic came. That I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that. And just before I explain our story and what it had meant, how it has affected us as a family, I just want to make clear that, of course, like, my sympathy is with all the people that has been affected, and I totally understand that this has been a horrible time for so many people and have had huge consequences. So please, I just want to make sure that it doesn't sound like I don't get how serious it is for so many people. So just to make to make that clear. But for us, it actually meant that our country shut down, was it like a month and a half or 2 months after we got our 3rd child. And this meant that Jacob, my husband, has been around way more, which has been a really big help. I must admit that with the 3rd child, I kind of got the feeling that, whoa, now it's serious. Like, it's a lot. So for him being around so much more, the first time was just really fantastic. It was. And it also meant that he actually, in our old house, we did a lot of renovating, and he got around to finish a lot of these projects, and it meant that we actually put our house up for sale during this pandemic. And yeah, we moved to the south of Fyn, in Svendborg. We are both from this area, and we just needed a lot more space. We had an amazing little house, but with the 3 children, we really needed some more space and a bigger garden and just getting closer to nature. So we found this amazing house just by the water. So we have the most beautiful view, and it's still close to the city, so we really feel like this is our place that we're gonna be for so many years. And it is an old house, and so much work has to be done. I'm not gonna go into all this now. Let me know if you want to see more about it, but it's an old house, and it's gonna take so many years to get it all fixed, but it doesn't matter. We're here now, and we have the space and the rooms, and just enjoying it. And especially now when the summer is here, it's just fantastic. So yeah, it's really crazy to think about that. That probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for this pandemic. So yeah, it's been crazy. Yeah, so about my work, as I said, I work as a crochet designer, and to be honest, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And this is also, of course, why I want to connect with even more people, because Denmark is a very small country, and so I've also trying to get around to get all my patterns translated into English, and a lot of them is already available. You can find them in my web shop and on Ravelry. And I just want to add that if you buy a pattern on my website, it's really easy. There's just afterwards a button you can click, and then the patterns will automatically be added to your Ravelry library, just so you know. Yeah, so I've worked for I started to crochet about 10 years ago. My oldest son is 10 years, and it was about the same time or a bit before I got him that I started. I just started a little blog about all sorts of things, and also crocheting, learning how to crochet. And I just got, I don't know, addicted. I really think that's the right word to use. I fell in love with crochet, and soon I do have a design background with industrial design, furniture design, graphic designs, in that area. So I quickly began to kind of doing small patterns on my blog, and I just loved it. And I also got a really great response from followers and other people. So that really made me think that maybe I could do this. It's pretty warm, so I'm just gonna say I'm not drinking coffee or tea today. I've made myself a glass of water with a few limes, and with a bit of lime and some what do you call it? Mint, those leaves, minty leaves, and it's just amazing. This is my favorite drink right now. Yeah, it's so good. Yes. Before showing a lot of my designs, I just want to tell you a bit more about my new name, because with all these changes, the moving and getting the third child, this is our last child. And yeah, I just needed a new beginning with my company too. Before, my name was Lutter Idyll, which in Danish means all idyllic or perfect. And it was just like a crazy name that I came up with for my first blog. And it's just kind of stuck, and I never really made a decision to use it or like what my company should be like. So with all these changes, I needed a fresh start, because this is also kind of the first time for many years that I've actually been able to really work as a crochet designer. I felt like I've been interrupted a lot, both because of some things, personal things in the family, but also like I've had some quite difficult pregnancies, and also like I didn't get the babies that sleep all night. I've heard they're out there, but I didn't get any of these. So yeah, feel like I've been interrupted a lot and never really got around to really get into like, how do I work as a crochet designer? So I decided to change my name to Air Crochet, and I want to explain the name a bit for you. You can still find my old website and also my old Instagram account, and there's, especially on the Instagram account, you can find a lot of like inspiration and see what a kind of work and patterns I've done, but I'm not active there anymore. I'm trying to fill up the new account, so please go follow if you want. That's the place I'm really active. It's on Instagram, and my new name here, Air Crochet. It just feels so right and feels so good with a kind of a fresh start. So I've spent a lot of time making the new website and getting it all to work. And the name I want to explain is kind of because in Danish, when you start crocheting, the first you do is the chain stitches. But in Danish, we actually call them, like if you translate it directly, it's air stitches. So it's kind of the base for everything is air stitches or luftmasker. And that's just so pretty, and also because I am really on a mission to try to renew crocheting, and like how can you make it even more modern and not too heavy, so make it even more light or airy. So it just felt right with that name, and I love it. And I got a good friend of mine, a graphic designer, to do the logo, and I think it's so pretty. Yeah, and it just feel like I've landed the right place, and now I just have to build it up. There's still a lot to do, a lot of work. So many projects that has not been completed, and patterns that I've showed before I went on maternity leave that I thought that I would easily be able to finish during maternity leave, but nope, no time at all. So it's not until now I really am starting to get it rolling again. I think I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna show you, I'll tell you a bit just quickly about what I've done. I might add some pictures to show you some of it, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm working on right now and has been doing this year. So I've done 4 books, 3 of them like on my own with just crocheting. And then I did this 4th book with both knitting and crocheting. Like I worked with another designer, a knitwear designer, Tante Grøn, and we made this really lovely book. So she made the knitting patterns and I did the crochet patterns. So that was really fun to do it like that too. I really enjoyed that process. And yeah, so that was the 4 books I've made, and then I've done a whole lot of like patterns. Yeah. Yes, so I will show you some of these patterns. I'm gonna start off slowly by show you some different kind of crochet balls I did. I did this crochet like baseball pattern, and this was so fun. Like, it has a really different construction, and on this one I actually embroidered the autograph. I found this autograph. Sorry, it's Danish. It's autograph. It's the signature of Babe Ruth. I don't know anything about baseball, but I found it. I googled it, and I know he was a big baseball player. So I found his signature, and I've embroidered it on here. And this was like, it took so many attempts or failures to actually get the shape, but I think it turned out so cool. And also I've used a long time to actually get the stitching right here, the red stitching, so it really has the right look. And there's like a really detailed image guide for if you wanna do this. It's really not hard. So, and I've done it here in like with 2 threads. So you have like a bigger ball. Yeah, they're just, let's see, I have it in a different color here too. They're all made in cotton from Krea Deluxe, and I haven't used their yarn previous, but I started with these, and then I just got addicted. It's so lovely to crochet with. The way that the yarn is, I don't know what it's called. It's like, in Danish, it's kabelspundet. It's like a cable twisted. I don't know how you call it, but it's really nice. Like, the threads don't separate a lot when you crochet, so it's really nice. And it's organic too. So that was the baseball, and I have 2 more balls to show you. Kind of balls. I have just like a regular, just like I call it everyday ball, like here. And I put a little rattle in them. And I've it's really like a basic pattern, but there's in the pattern there's like videos that shows you all the techniques, and also how you stitch it together and get like this really nice finish. I've spent a lot of time, if you look, like how to get like a really nice contrast edge here without it being like what do you call it? Is it called jagged? You know, like with a big leap from one color to the other, and it's just really nice. I think it's a really good basic pattern, and a great way to use scraps, and just like a good size. And yeah, I just love that. And the last ball I'm gonna show you this time is, I call it the flower power ball, and it's with these little patches with the flower in the middle. And it's just so cute. And of course you can make these balls in whatever you prefer. Yeah, sorry it won't. Yeah, there it was. This yarn I used for this one was some how do you say that? Sheepish, stonewashed it's called. I usually, and I still don't really like to, there's acrylic in there, and I really don't like acrylic yarn. Sorry, it's just my taste. I really don't like it. but the color was so like, I just love the look of this kind of, look at that. Yeah. So, and I've also done like a version where you can kind of see. And again, there's videos to all the technique used. So everybody can make these, and I think they are so pretty. So I have quite a lot of balls. There's actually another colorway here. And you really do get addicted to, when you start doing these. These two that are not in the stonewash yarn is in a yarn from a Danish brand called, the yarn is called Havblik from Tante Grøn. And it's also just a really nice yarn to crochet with, and they have so many amazing colors. So both of these are made in that yarn. I can really recommend it. And they're just so nice too. Lovely people. I really prefer to work with people that I like. Yeah. And there's also the everyday ball, just like with the 2 threads held together to get a bigger one. There's so many options, like possibilities to do like fun colors. So yeah, that was kind of a small obsession I got. And you can see my basket here. It's quite amazing. And I actually do have another ball that I'm not, because I haven't made the design yet, so I'm just gonna save that for now and maybe show you later once I'm done. But yeah, I had to stop at some point. Then I'm gonna show you just one knitting project that I'm almost done with, but it's so annoying. I started to do a sweater for my the middle child, Eric, my son, and he used to love wearing sweaters, all kinds of sweaters, and all of a sudden he refuses to wear like any sweaters that are knitted, or so I made him this amazing sweater. Let me show you here. And it's from, it's like this lovely alpaca yarn. It's from, and it has like an embroidery thread going down here. That's blend dyed, and it's from the company Gul, G-Ul. And then they do like these amazing plant dyed yarns. I just love them. And yeah, and they had this pattern. I believe is it Susie Haumann, I think, who made the pattern. It's called Bifrost. It's so pretty. And the only thing left for me to do is, not only because there is a lot of loose ends here, and sewing the hole under the arm together. But seriously, I can't find the motivation to do so because he won't wear it. So I guess I just have to do that before my youngest, Selma, my daughter, is big enough to wear it. And hopefully she will wear it, because I know I will never get him to wear it. But come on, look at that. It's so soft, it's so beautiful, and it would look so nice on him. Yeah. Maybe I'll give it a try again in a month or two to see if I can convince him. Maybe bribe him with some candy or something. Yeah, so that was one knitting object, and that's all for now about knitting. I made right now, because of the summer, and so I've actually done something I would never in my wildest imagination thought that I would be doing. I've started doing crocheted hats. I really didn't see that one coming. Yes, it started because my youngest, she's 16 months now, about that. I think somewhere around 16 months. This is, the third child, And her summer hat that I bought her, like a fabric one from last summer, was getting too small. And I thought, okay, even though I find it a bit corny with a crochet hat, I thought it could look cute on a little girl like that. So I've looked around and I just couldn't find a pattern that I liked. So of course, being a pattern designer, this is a great motivation to do a new pattern. And I started to try. I had like an idea in my head, but I just couldn't get it to work. It was really a more difficult job. I didn't expect it to be so difficult, but to kind of find the right, like the size and the right shape, all that, it took like, I did 4 hats, and like all of those, I also unraveled most of it. So it took me so long to do the right one, but I did. And I can't even show you here. So I'm gonna insert an image because she's in daycare now, and of course the sun is shining, so she has it with her. And the other one I actually did like a big one for myself as well. And I don't have that either because my niece kind of, I got her to, she's 12, and I got her to model for me when taking some pictures of it. And she just looks so freaking cool wearing it. It was like meant for her. So of course I gave it to her. I gave that to her. So right now I can't even show you because I did those 2. So I have to make another one for myself. And of course I don't want to do it, and it's never fun to crochet in the same colors again. So I'm just thinking about like what colors it should be. But so many people have already bought the pattern and also made both like 2, 3, and 4 hats. It's crazy, and it just makes me so happy. I've like in my new patterns, I'm trying to add video to all the techniques I use, and there's also videos in all these like in this pattern. And this hat is called kolonihave hat, and the name refers to, like, that's the name for a Danish word for I think it's called allotment garden. It's like a little small garden you could get, like if you lived in the city, you could get this kind of small garden, maybe with a little bit like a little house on it, and you can spend the summer there and grow vegetables and all sorts. So that's what they named after, because it just reminds me of like summer and eating strawberries with a bit of sugar on and cream, and just like getting sand in the between the toes, and just like running around on the grass and butterflies, and just like it's really summery, I think. So and you can get it, and it has already been translated, and there's, as I said, there's videos, both right and left-handed videos. So maybe it's something for you. It was, for my style, it's both like there's 3 sizes in the pattern, so you like from 1 year and like to adult, because it's like kind of a thin fabric, so it will adjust quite a bit. And about head sizes, like there's not that big a difference between like the kids and adults. It actually like goes pretty fast. And my son, who's 10, and I think we have like almost the same size of head now. So that's why, and it's easy to adjust. So so it's also for adults. But for my style, I actually found that it was maybe a bit too girly or pretty, if that makes sense. Sorry. Yeah, so I wanted to make another hat because my son Eric, the middle one, he also wanted a hat, and of course I wanted to make him a hat too. So it was like I wanted to do a bit of a normal bucket hat, and this again I thought this will be easy, but it wasn't. I'm pretty critical, I think, about like structures and my patterns. So it took again a lot of tries and errors and unraveling, but I ended up, I can show you, yeah, I have some of them, those I have here. I made I made one for myself. This is more like my kind of style. It's a bit wrinkled up now, but you can see it here. And with this really lovely structure, it's kind of a merge between moss stitch and what I call mosaic stitch. It's not the classic mosaic stitch. My third book is called Mosaic Heckling or Mosaic Crochet, but it's not. I guess I should have called it Mosaic Light or Danish mosaic. It's like a texture I made, and it's really easy to make because you only crochet with one color at a time, and it kind of looks a bit knitted. It's really pretty. So I kind of mixed that and a normal moss, I think it's moss crochet it's called, and got this. Yeah, and I really like to work on the details, so you can see the edge here. And first I've actually did it without this kind of, what do you call it, divide line here, or the dividing here, but that just really looked a bit just like a kind of a basket or something you put on. So I really wanted to define this place. And yeah, and I did one for like my son's hat is not here, and I'll insert a picture. It's like in different green colors, and he just loves it and he wears it a lot. So I can't get him, like, he don't want to wear the knitted shirts or sweaters, but he loves my crochet. I made a crochet mosaic beanie, and he's been wearing this the entire winter. I actually did it for my oldest son, but he just took it and he's been wearing it, and now it's his. And also this hat he is wearing a lot, so that makes me so happy, and it's so cute on him. And of course I also did one for my daughter, just like it, because it's such a different style than the other one. And look at this. Oh my god, this is I think it's one of the most pretty things I've done. I absolutely love this. It's like a navy color and the red stripes there. And I just want one exactly for myself like this. I think I have to do that because to me, this is like, I love stripes, and this, it's perfect. So we can look pretty cute, mother-daughter style here. Yeah. And this pattern is not done yet. I'm working on it. But again, I want to make videos for all the techniques. So it takes a bit longer than you would think to do it. So I will have to speed up because summer is here now, and I know a lot of people is waiting and has already bought the yarn for it. So I have to finish it soon. It's also made in the organic cotton from Krea Deluxe again, and it's just amazing. I have also decided to, I actually made 2 other versions too. One of them I don't have here because I gave it to one of my absolutely best friends because she just looked amazing in it. And it was a version with like these hats just go like very classic bucket hat style. They just go down, like not a lot of, what do you call this? It doesn't go out a lot, you see? It's just very classic bucket hat style. So I wanted to make a version in the same pattern that also goes out just a bit more. So I did this again for my daughter, and as you can see, it goes out a bit more here. So it has a, yeah, kind of a, it's not bigger, and like it doesn't go out longer than the other, like it's not longer this way, but it has a bigger kind of shade around. A bit more maybe feminine, but I really don't think you would think of, yeah, I don't know if it is. You decide which version you would prefer to do. Yeah, so this is what I'm working on right now to get ready as soon as possible, because as I said, summer is here. It's so nice. I also had another small idea. I wanted to make a little bag for my daughter, because she's just that age when like putting stuff inside bags and so, and opening and taking out and in, and you know, it's just really fun. So I wanted to make a little bag for her. So I got this idea inspired by the hats, the kolonihave hat, and but then I started and I thought I could use this, so I kind of made it for myself, and made the what do you call it? Like instead of making it a small handbag for her, I changed it up a bit and did like a shoulder bag. And I thought this bag would really go together with the other hat. And I'm imagining like being on this music festival and the sun is shining and you have to go up to listen to some good music and stand there with your friends. And then you have this small bag with just maybe your phones, your sunglasses, or maybe a bit of sunscreen and so. So I made this little kind of festival bag. I'm not sure of the name yet. It's probably just going to be kolonihave bag, or I don't know, maybe festival bag. It's really cute. So I'm going to show you now, and you can see that it's inspired by the other one. I made two versions. As before, a more girly version and a bit more of a calm version. So, look at this. I made this little bag with this kind of fringe, or what do you call it, here. And the idea is, you don't need to, but I want to do some fabric inside and a zipper. So when you do go to the stage and dance around, you don't worry about your stuff in there. So I want to add some lining. I think it's called lining. I'm so sorry. I don't have all the words. I hope it will get better. And then I made it this long, so you can put it around so you don't have to hold it, but you can just dance the summer away. It's so cute. I've did a lot of like details on it. Here you can see the edge here, and also this edge up here, like with the little details, and this one. It's really nice. So it's really fun to make, and it's especially this one is quite strong and doesn't it's not very stretchy. It really works. So I just need to do the zipper and the inside of the bag. And I also did the other version. I haven't fastened off the ends yet, so you have to forgive me. And of course I want a zipper in this one too. So this one I changed a bit, because I did kind of the detail, the mosaic light detail at the bottom here instead. And then just a bit more calm color here. Sorry, see if I can. there. It's kind of a grayish purple color up there. So maybe it's, yeah, I like them both. They yeah. So I just have to get around to doing the zipper. But this will be great for summer, I think. And of course, I will do a pattern for these as well. But I can't say when they're done. They're done when they're done. But I'm so happy to share it with you. So I have so much more to show you. I'm working on so many projects, but I don't want to make this episode too long. I just really needed to get started. It's taken me so long to find the courage to do it. So maybe I'll just show you one last. Or I'll just show you a few extra projects if you're really new to my designs. I'm just going to show you one of my really small designs that has been so popular. And I remember when doing these, it was for the last book I did. And I was pregnant, really pregnant. And it took me so long. It looks so simple, but it took me so long to get the right shape. And when I finally got it, it was just so amazing. Look at this. It's like a little beep for the babies. And it's been so popular. And it's so fun to make. And it just has this really simple design. And you make it from the inside and out. And then you can add a cute little border like I did here. And a button. Or you can make it more boyish by like not doing that edge. And like do it without. And it's just so goddamn cute. I'm so proud of this design. It's so simple and so cute, but it took, as I said, it took quite a long time to actually nail it. And now so many people has been so happy with the pattern that it's just amazing. And then I did this version too, when like just leave out the buttonhole, and then I just added this crocheted I-cord straps here, so you can. And this is in English too, so you can actually buy. There's no videos for this one, but it is really simple, and I will get around. Like my plan is to like take all my old patterns and put them into the new layout. So when you buy this, I think it's actually still with the old name, and so many of my patterns are. But I'm slowly getting around to updating them with the new name and with videos and so on. So this is called in Danish Snøvsen Savlesmæk, and in English I named it, it's kind of stupid, it's called Bibbidi Bobbidi Bip, because it's fun. Yeah, Bibbidi Bobbidi Bip. And you can find it on my website. And so maybe you've seen this. I've also did a shawl that's been quite popular, and I just have it here, so I'm going to show you. And I've used it so much. Oh, sorry, I just forgot to mention about the bibs, that if you don't use them for food, but we mainly use them for like drool, because when they're teething, like especially my daughter, she's just like drooling away, and we can change, like we go through so many bibs a day in those periods. And so I know it's like most people would do bibs in like cotton, but I would recommend that if you know that you're just mainly gonna use some for drooling and you don't have to wash them that hard, then try to maybe do it in wool instead, or wool cotton blend. This is wool cotton, and because wool is so much better at absorbing and it doesn't get wet the same way as cotton, like cold and wet. So if you find like a really nice soft wool, try to do it and see the difference. It really yeah, I find it's way better. So give it a try. Well, back to the shawl, the Frida shawl. So many people has already made this, and again, I'm so happy about the design. It's also from the last book, and it's using the technique from my third book, so it's kind of a mixture. It's also the technique mosaic light, or Danish mosaic crocheting, as I call it, and it's this shawl. Let's see if I can. And I've made it in Anina yarn from Filcolana, and it's so soft. It's like a merino. I'm just gonna show you, see if I can. It's difficult to see the color. It's like an oatmeal and a really lovely deep, like dark navy blue. And then you, when doing this, you only crochet like on this. You crochet on the same side, the whole time. So, but instead of fastening all these ends, I've just kind of made it into a detail and made it into like these fringes or tassels on the side. And I recently added an option. If you don't like the tassels here, I've tried to add a way to do a border that hides all these. It does take quite a long time to make that border. It looks like a big I-cord border. It makes quite a different shawl, actually, I think. But you can also add this like contrast color and get a whole other. It is quite another look. I'll add a picture, and so yeah, it's fun to make. It takes a long time, but it really makes a lovely detail too if you don't want this version. But I really have used this quite a lot. It's like a light shawl. It's not really heavy, so I can use it so many days. And still, like cold mornings now, I would grab this shawl. Yeah, and then I'm working on some blankets. I did this North Sea blanket many years ago on my old blog, and now I've actually made it into a real pattern, and I've because it wasn't before, and I've started to make it in some new colors, and it's a really classic crochet square blanket. And again, I will show you the original one here. And in the pattern, I've added like checklists, so you can both see like how many squares of each color you have to make, and of course the detail in this blanket is these squares with the contrast in the middle. And I've also done checklists, so you can for these, so you know like where you're at the whole time. And again, there's videos for all the technique that I used. And yeah, so but this is a slow project, and it's not gonna like, I just have it with me like in a project bag. So whenever I have like a moment to crochet where I don't have to think a lot, I can do a square or two. So this will slowly grow, and hopefully I really hope I could like finish it within this year, but if not, it's also okay. I've done like a crochet along on it, and you can find it on my Instagram on the highlights. It's called Air Square Along 21, and if you want to join, please do so. It would be so fun. All you have to do, like the only rules is that it's some kind of square blanket. It doesn't have to be my squares. It just have to be a square. And then you can like, it doesn't have to be finished, but all the images that you share or pictures you share where you use this hashtag Air Square Along 21 is you're in this I will draw a prize at the end of the year or the beginning of next year for all the pictures that have been shared. So please feel free to share your pictures if you are doing already. Maybe you already started some kind of crochet square blanket. You're more than welcome to join. There's already some pictures up there, and there's one making actually this combi. I call it Indian Summer. The new color combination I've made, and she's quite long. It's like she's done over, I think it's like 73 of the squares out of 140, and it looks so amazing. I can't wait to see it together because, yeah, I'm doing the same. So I hope it's really motivating to see the other ones doing progress on their squares. So please feel free to join if you want to. I'll add a link below where you can read more about it too. So yeah, there's no rules, just a square blanket, and use the hashtag, and I'm gonna put together a really nice price. Yeah, and it runs this whole year. So yeah. And I've actually started designing a new square blanket. I've done all the squares actually, except for the last one, because that one I'm gonna film. So when I do make a pattern for it, I have the videos already. But I've done it's also a square, like a crochet square, but with these little flowers in the middle. And yeah, this kind of lace edge here. Oh, no, not edge. The corners here are kind of... and I've done 90 of these, or 89. And I've chosen to find, like for the flowers, I've found it's a cotton wool blend. A lot of scraps I had of something that's called Rasmilas yndlingsgarn, and you can't get that one anymore, but you can get this same kind of yarn, both from Permin, but also it's the quality called Coast in many. Like there's a lot of companies that has this quality called Coast. And I've held it double. So I've chosen 10 colors, like 10 different kind of red and purple and orange colors. And then I put it together with the other 9. So that makes a total of 45 different kind of color combinations. So in this whole blanket, there's only 2 squares that like this are the same. Yeah, the same colors is only there like twice, you know? And it's been so fun to make, and I can't wait to see it like when I start putting it together. It's gonna look so cute. Yeah, there's so many. It's just, it really doesn't get boring to look at. Look at this, like new combinations all the time. So many. Oh, I can't wait to share. Maybe I should add some pictures. It's been such a fun process. And I really want to start crocheting them all together and see it. But it'll have to wait a bit for now, because now it's summer hats. The first, like... Oh, I forgot to mention, the last hat that I'm working on is called Good Vibrations hat. And because... bucket hat, summer, good vibrations. I can just hear the Beach Boys in my head. And yeah, so this flower power blanket, as I'm gonna call it, it's gonna have to wait because I have to get the other patterns ready first. But I think it's gonna be amazing. I have so many squares over here. Yeah, and there's more. As I said, I used like scrap yarns for the flowers, but I wanted a really nice, calm, like the rest of the color to be like just really calm, so that the flowers could kind of pop and get the attention. So for the rest of it, I've chosen like these 2 colors, and white, and I'll find the color codes if you want it, but it's like an ivory and like a really white one. Oh, yeah, white beige. And they're so close to each other, and it just makes this, it just gives it a bit of life, like it's not all flat, and I really like that. Yeah. So I will hopefully show you a finished blanket soon, but let's see. There are so many projects, and I have even more because during my maternity leave, I actually, like, I didn't get around to do the patterns. Like, yeah, I didn't have the brain space for that at all, or the time to really sit down and think, but I did get a lot of crocheting done. And I did so many new designs that I can't wait to share. But the thing is that it's really hard not to share them, but it's also kind of annoying to share something that I know I'm not even close to having a pattern for. So for instance, I made like a cardigan for myself and a sweater, and I think some of the prettiest design I've done, but making like grading it is, I still find really difficult to grade clothes. So right now I'm also working on finding a way or a system or a way for me to do this, so it doesn't feel as hard or heavy to do so. And hopefully this means that I will, because as I said, have so many ideas and I've already done so many new designs, and yeah, it's just the grading the pattern that I really find difficult. I know I'm actually pretty like mathematical, do you call it? Like I love math, and I do think in that logic way. So I don't know what's stopping. Yeah, I do know what's stopping me. I really wanted to be perfect, the classic mistake that so many people makes. I know it's better to get done than get it perfect, but yeah, I find it difficult. But as I said, I'm working on trying to make like a system for myself. So this is maybe an annoying cliffhanger because I'm not going to show you now, but hopefully you will stick around to see it. The cardigan I actually called the most beautiful cardigan in the whole world. I think it is. So stick around and maybe you'll see it soon. Yeah, I've done a lot of designs that I can't show you. I actually also worked out like 3 different designs for crochet socks, and I haven't shared those with anyone yet. But hopefully this fall, like when we get like past the summer, there will be so many new designs. Oh, I could keep talking, but I have to stop now. This is actually the last day of not daycare, what do you call it? She's like our youngest is at a, what's that called? Like a woman that takes care of like 4 kids. But she's retiring now, and then she has to go to this other daycare, like a bigger daycare. And yeah, she's starting tomorrow, so this is her last day, and I just we have to go pick her up soon. And I know it's gonna be great, but with kids, you just always worry. And she's so happy with her, like, daycare mom, or what you call it now. Like every morning when we say, like, should we go to Mona's? She's just like, yay, 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 and runs out to get her shoes and her little jacket. And she's so happy there. Yeah, so it really breaks my heart. I'm all tearing up now. No, sorry. But also I feel so blessed that she's had such a good time there. And I know she's like the third kid with 2 older brothers, and she's the fun little girl, and she's she's all over the place, and she's gonna have such a fun time in this other like bigger daycare too. They have this big room where they can just make, like, what do you call it, like with mattresses and things they can climb on and so, and she's just gonna have so much fun there. And the people, like the staff there, is also really nice. So, but the whole change is just hard, and it takes a lot of energy. So again, I'm happy that Jacob's home. I think he will go to work probably soon, because things are luckily getting better. So he will be going to work soon. But right now he's here, and for this change for our youngest, it's really nice that he can take some of the, that he can be there, so I can still get just a little bit of work done. And this was it for now. I'm sure I forgot a lot of things that I wanted to say, but then I'll just have to make another episode, right? And I really hope you enjoyed yourself, and that you might want to come back another time. And I'm so glad to be back to share this with you, to share my passion. I'm like to find other people out there that loves crochet and yarn. And I really do this also because it's so motivating to know, to share your love for this craft. So I really want to get to know you guys better too. So please, if you want to, of course, please feel free to maybe make a small introduction to yourself underneath. And you can add, if you also have like a YouTube podcast, or if you have an Instagram account, please feel free to write the name, or maybe even add a link, so I can, not only me, but also other people maybe can get inspired and find some new inspiring profiles and people to follow. That would be great. Let me know what you think, and subscribe if you want to. And thanks for your time here. And hopefully I will see you very soon again. I think so, because I can feel like, I've missed this so much, and I have so many projects that I want to share, and thoughts about crocheting and yarn and all sorts. So thanks. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.